Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Blue Collar Bourbon Dad. I'm Jason, your Blue Collar Bourbon Dad, and today is going to be a very exciting and special debagging. Now, today's tasting and review is going to be brought to you by... I've got two daughters that have a hard time getting along sometimes, so I need something to kind of pick me up. So I did a very special debagging today. So this episode will have no edits, so any flub ups or mess ups are going to be included in this video because this is a very special Grail edition of a debagging. Now, here in Ohio, we have very special and limited bottles that are distributed via lottery where you sign up, and if the state calls your number, you get an email and you have a chance to purchase a rare bottle at actual retail price. Which sometimes isn't that bad, and sometimes is still kind of crazy, but still cheaper than a secondary market. So today's very special debagging is Elmer T Lee by Buffalo Trace. So for some of you guys that might be new to bourbon, or you might be new to whiskey or anything else, allocated whiskeys are very limited runs, usually only released once or twice a year through a distillery. And instead of living in a state where you have guys that are camped out in lots or parking lots waiting for these bottles and hoping, or some stores where you can bribe guys and they'll get them to you, or whatever the case may be, Ohio runs a lottery system where the whole state's allocation goes to Columbus, and then a random lottery is open for a week. It gets closed, and then you find out if you won or not. So I was lucky enough to win a bottle of Elmer T Lee. So this is a 90 proof single barrel bourbon through the Buffalo Trace Distillery. So what I want to do today is very special because when I was first getting into bourbon, I always wanted to know, are these types of bourbons worth chasing? Because they're extremely hard to get. This bottle was about $45 or $50 retail. But in the secondary market, if you go to one of the liquor websites or something like that, these bottles can get into the hundreds, and some of the bottles out there can even get into the thousands. So I think I remember correctly, last time I saw this one, it was a couple $100s in the secondary market, but about $50 if you bought it right from the store. So let's check out our three S's, which is the sip, the sniff, and the swallow. We're going to start with the sniff, obviously. Now, right out of the bottle, this one I can definitely smell a little bit of the higher rye in the mash number 2 from Buffalo Trace. But it looks really nice. I love the bottle. It's pretty sweet. In the glass, definitely smells a little bit better. Almost has that Blantonese type smell to it, which is for another review if you haven't seen that one yet. And let's get our sip. So on that sip, it's super nice and smooth and mellow. It's got a little bit of a punch that comes through, but not a lot of bite. Elmer T Lee, very nice. So it's not my typical... So this one doesn't have that typical like caramely vanilla flavor that I usually like to go towards. But this one is actually a really nice change up for what I'm used to with a little bit of those sweeter bourbons. This one is not that sweet. It's just got a really nice flavor to it. Yeah, it's really good. Now, what I would say on this one, the try or buy, and this isn't a hardcore grail, this is more of a semi-grail. But on the swallow, it goes down really smooth too. Like there's not a lot of burn. It doesn't feel like it's, kicking me or anything like that. This is just a really nice, laid back, I need a couple fingers in a cube to relax after a hard day type bourbon. And this one I think is going to do that for you. Now that being said, would I try or would I buy Elmer T Lee? For those of you that may have not known, I'm a huge Buffalo Trace fan. This one through Buffalo Trace is really tasty and it's really good. And if I had the opportunity to buy this bottle for that $40 to $50 price range, I think I would buy it. Now, that being said, I don't think this is a bottle in my flavor palette that I would try to have 2 or 3 or 4 on hand if I could get it. and I certainly wouldn't pay the $200 or $300 in the secondary market to obtain this bottle. So that being said, I would definitely mark this as the buy if you can get it at the MSRP of around $50 on it. If you can get a shot of it somewhere, definitely try it at your local whiskey bar if you can find somewhere around 10, 11 bucks just to say that you tried it. But honestly, I wouldn't go hunting. I wouldn't go crazy trying to find this particular bottle. It's a really great pickup. It's nice to have in the collection, but definitely not worth finding for that $200, $300 price point. So buy it. It's tasty. It's amazing, good bourbon. And like every other one, I hope this helps.